Pedrinho lofts the front wheel there as he gets off the line, but he puts it down again and leads into turn 1. Somebody else coming up really fast from starting further back. I think that was Oratilwi.
And it's Pedrinos who's got himself off to a decent start. And he's being joined there by bike number 9, John Lopez, who didn't get off to a great start in the race 1 this morning. Very different conditions then. It was well, I was going to say it was a little bit cooler. It was probably the same temperature. They were in the middle of the afternoon. They've had 5 hours to think of their tactics.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah, the number 9 is holding his 3rd place starting position. Trying to upgrade it, indeed.
10 coming through is Oratilwi, the South African, who will improve. That's the whole point. He's not done too badly, and he's had 1 podium and 3 5th place finishes, Oratilwi.
Yeah, growing as a rider, still just 17 years old, from Johannesburg. And he was very articulate in his interview with Daniel on the grid, but he said he'd be cautious and test out the conditions first. Well, lap 1 and he's leading.
Tell you who else has been cautious, and he wasn't in the first race. Vicente Perez Selfa, bike number 19 in the black helmet, in P4 just at the moment as they come down the hill for the first time. He went right from the off in race number 1, did Vicente. This time being perhaps a little bit more circumspect, looking after his tyres, not being as aggressive going into that turn 11.
Yeah, Pedrinho keeping it nice and smooth. I think the slippery track flags are all in now.
They've all gone now, haven't they? As we come through at the end of 1 lap. Gosh, it's doing mental gymnastics with us. Imagine what it does to the racers. As they come through, John Lopez and Pedrinho are battling out as Lopez just has to slam on the brakes just a little bit because he was closed down.
Keeping a nice sequence there. 11, 10, 9.
They've spoiled it, Barry.
Yeah. I love patterns. Give me a pattern.
It's the number 9 who goes into the lead, John Lopez. Race 2 of the TVS Racing International Championship. Race 2 of the day. Race 6 of the season. Ramdan Rosley leading the way, but number 1 nowhere near the front just at the moment.
Yeah, but look who is edging his way up is the number 19. Feels he has something to prove this time around.
Maybe just get some heat into those tyres. Where is Ramdan? I can't see the number 1. Is he there? He's not in that front group. He's not in 6. He's not in 7. I'm assuming he's going to be leading that second group.
He's 9 on the timing tower. John Lopez dropped back, but he's still looking fast, looking smooth. This is by far the best we've seen from the Colombian in the TVS Racing International Championship. And into the front goes Perez.
The Spaniard leads. He's not scared to lead, is he? He led for much of the race, apart from the final 10 metres in race number 1.
So much top-level international experience coming into play here. Young gun Pedrinho from Portugal following him in. He wants another good finish.
Thankfully, there was no damage from the problem to Anthony Dominguez's bike in the warm-up lap. His ego and his heart rate. It'll be the Spaniard Vicente Perez Selfa who goes through in P1 ahead of Pedrinho and Oratilwi. Ramdan Rosley down in P9, but not too far away. Ramdan, well, 2 seconds down. It's different. The new boys have made a real difference to this TVS. It was already getting competitive, but now it's doubly so. 7, 8, 9 racers you feel have the potential to not only get on the podium but perhaps to win.
Yeah, I had a chat with the one of the organisers, one of the head organisers of this series, and he said they're in a position now where the championship has got a reputation that they can get in riders from all over the world. And evidently, they are.
Well, season number 5 for them at the Asian Road Racing Championship, and it's an important part of the day's activities. It's normally the first race out, but typhoons do have the impact of changing people's schedules.
We'll check behind him. Daniel and I were speculating off air that he would try and escape.
Yeah, it looks like you might be right. There's a first time for everything.
Yeah, he's not going to rush at it. I think if he can squeak out an advantage, he has got the fastest lap by a few tenths.
So 5 4/10.
Yeah, Pedrinho going with him. Pedrinho has put in the fastest lap of the weekend, bizarrely in qualifying 1A. He had to come through qualifying 1A, but he has clocked the fastest lap of the weekend in
it was
this
inside
class.
205, wasn't it?
It was a 204.97, yeah.
Well, leading the way is Vicente Perez, who was not happy at the end of race number 1. Very frustrated with himself for not picking up 25 points. His lead, well, in TVS Racing International Championship terms of 0.6 of a second is very healthy. And pulling away. Fastest lap at 205.5 now. Ramdan Rosley still down in P9, Barry Russell.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he hasn't moved up through the order. He moved up quite quickly in race 1. So something ailing that TVS Apache of the championship leader. But I think what we need to watch now, oh, Chiran aggressive again, going on the inside.
I tell you what, he scared the living daylights out of Pedrinho Matos there. Don't think Pedrinho expected that. Saw the white helmet skirt inside and stood up rather sharpish. And then Oratilwi says to Chiran, again it's aggressive, but again it's the white helmet of Pedrinho that's on the receiving end. That's this anti-Portuguese bias.
Yeah, John Lopez goes through again. This is really good from the Colombian. Finally we're seeing what he can do.
But this will help the race leader, Vicente Perez. The fact so much squabbling is going on behind him. Perez has been able to eke out a 1.5 second lead. He's looking to make sure there's no repeat of what happened earlier on this morning. The disappointed figure of Dominguez. All he can do is literally sit and wait until the end of the race, until he's rescued. As Chirant Vishwanath goes through, maybe he's saying, I've got the speed, I can try and close down onto Vicente Perez. But Perez, that lead is gargantuan.
Yep, and he's still holding the fastest lap. He's bringing his lap times down.
Now the lead was 1.5 seconds as they come through, 1.9 seconds. And Perez, last lap at 2:05 dead. Nearly a record lap time for the TVS around this circuit.
Let's see what the riders can do behind. Are they going to scrap it out? Are they going to tuck in behind Chiran and try and catch up? I doubt it.
I think it's the former option. As John Lopez just tried to scooch inside.
Yeah, a lot of pride at stake. Chiran wants to put himself on the podium again, and if the top step is gone, then he'll want the second step. John Lopez, we haven't seen him on the podium.
Lopez best position so far this season, a P6. He was in Boren last time out. He had a P7 in race 1 this morning.
Yeah, there have been signs of improvement, but now he's among the leaders, which is great to see riders progressing. This is what this championship is all about.
As I say, it's an important part, TVS as a race in its own right. We'll get anyone competing in the 250s in the near future, but let's carry on with Pedrinho Matos. He's another, we know he's quick, he's had a podium, but he's had 2 DNFs as well. But that lead is increasing, it's pushing 3 seconds now for Perez. You and Daniel got it spot on in your off-air comments about the Spaniard.
Yeah, we just felt he was kicking himself for not having done it in race 1. But seeing clearly the quality there of a top European racer.
The race bikes themselves are pretty standard, but he's a full turn ahead, a full corner ahead. Is Vicente Perez. This is impressive from the Spaniard. The lead, will it be beyond 3 seconds as they go over the start-finish line? Yes, it is. He's now got a fastest lap of 2:04.997. 9/10 quicker than Pedrino Matos, who is the man chasing him.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there between Chiran and Lopez. Let's see if Pedrinho can set off in pursuit of the Spaniard at the front.
It's a distant pursuit though, as they go around the Shorewind corner. That's turn 1 and 2. Sorry, turn 3 and 4 into under the tunnel and then out into the countryside.
He's still getting quicker every lap.
Nice, impressive. Maybe the early start wasn't quite his cup of tea, but mid-afternoon racing in Japan seems to suit Vicente Perez Selfa very nicely. Behind them, there is a real scrap going on. Even Ono didn't manage this kind of domination that often in his 2 years at the top.
No, he didn't. He won a lot of races, but most of them were by quite slim margins. So this escape of Perez is impressive.
As they come down the hill, they turn right, and then the 3 corners take us home. Already 2/3 of the way down the hill was Perez, as John Lopez slams on the brakes, tries to squeeze the inside again. One of those bottlenecks. Take that 90-degree right. Then there's a double left. This right-hand corner is deceptive as well. You do really have to bank in and hold on to get that drive out.
Yeah, and there they go, up to the line. Any advantage in this chasing group? Not really.
Well, they've closed in a little bit. They made up 3/10, 4/10 on that last lap, but Perez doesn't have to take any more risks.
Yeah, he's lapping in the, still lapping in the,
Lopez.
205.
Yeah, Lopez onto the grass.
Yeah, he needs to just take a breath and stay with it.
Oh, and then going
that was
wide.
Chiran getting stood up there. Pedrinho Matos fancies this P2. He fancies this chase behind Vicente, but he won't be able to make it unless Vicente Perez makes a mistake.
For the first time in a number of years, we're not mentioning Ramdan Rosley anywhere near the top. The veteran championship leader is not in the equation.
And he's not taking advantage of the opportunity to stretch his championship lead as much as he could because of the absence of Sartak.
Approaching the midway point of the season. 10 goes through. Harold Tilwell. He'll be desperately chasing a podium. Podiums are just so good for confidence. Right, let's wait for Ramdan Rosley. No, he's not there. Is he in the next group? Yeah, he's in P8 at the moment. But 4 seconds down on the second group. Going through there. Bike number 5. Leandro Paredes and Ramdan are together.
Yeah.
Ramdan just leading ahead of Nakib.
So yeah, not everything not as it should be in the TVS Apache of Ramdan Rosley. You could say that with some certainty here. There he is, the number 1. They're going to start their last lap any time now.
But as well as that, there's also the additional quality that we've seen with the introduction of the Spaniards, and Luis Miguel The bike number 3, he has a chance to close in on Sartak. It won't be a 25-pointer. Oh, gosh.
That, you can see how vicious those curbs are. If you go to the outside, they get deeper and deeper.
Oral Tilwy discovered exactly that. There is the championship. Oral Tilwy, as it stands now, would move into P3 ahead of Luis Miguel. Ramdan Rosley is still leading the way and will actually increase his lead because Sartak is an absentee. For good reasons, Sartak, but nonetheless it helps Ramdan. And there is bike number 10, Oral Tilwy Piri from Joburg. He'll love a podium.
Yes, he would. He also knows how aggressive Chirant is just in front of him here. But there he goes. As they turn left and then right. Nicely done by the young South African.
He's nearly half a straight ahead, and Pedrino Matos is also beginning to get away because Oral Tilwy and Chirant are having a little scrap themselves, and they've got themselves ahead of Luis Miguel and Leandro Paredes. This is Paredes' best performance as well, the Filipino.
Yeah, less than a second off the winner yesterday.
On bike number 5, just coming into shot. Never. Just went out there. Coming down the hill, this is the battle for P2. Pedro Martinez, you just saw the helmet, the black helmet of the leader go through underneath. Oral Tilwy leads Chirant Vishwanath. We are on the final lap, and so this is going to be a huge victory for Vicente Perez Selfa. And Vicente, well, he takes P1. Victory for the Spaniard. Portugal's Pedrino 2, and a P3 comes in for Oral Tilwy Piri. Chirant for Leandro Paredes 5, Luis Miguel 6, John Lopez 7th, and your championship leader Ramdan Rosley has to be content with P8. Barry Russell.
Well, he stretched his lead this weekend over Sartak, but it could have been by a lot more. Well, Perez was, by his own statement, not happy about being edged out by 15 thousandths of a second into P2 this morning, and he made sure that there was no chance for anybody to get anywhere near him this time around. That was a good break by Pedrinho, who set off in a vain pursuit of his fellow Iberian, but Oral Tilwy Piri won the battle for the final step of the podium from Chirant. And Leandro Paredes, that was a good finish from the Filipino. By far his best performance this weekend.
In really good company as well. I do think this is the best quality field, depth of field that we've had in this TVS One Make Championship by quite some distance.
Yeah, surprises, well, the fading